Welcome to Supercar Spin, September 2010 edition. My name is Mark.
I'm Brendan.
And Brendan will be
looking at the camera more
for this episode, yep. And this is the first episode because last month was the pilot episode of this show, and thank you very, very much for all of the comments that were received. We didn't get as flamed as much as we thought we would have.
Unlike Ferrari 458 owners.
Yeah, that's right. And so if those of you who don't know, what we do in this show is we basically go through all of the month's press releases from the automobile world, and we sift through and find the best ones that are out there, the most interesting bits, and bring them just to you in the next 10 minutes. So for the first bit of news for this month of September.
Okay, we have the KTM Crossbow R has been overhauled. Basically, it has been boosted with an Audi S3 engine, and it's gone from 177 kilowatts to 225, which doesn't sound that impressive, but it is only 790 kilos. So it's basically, the makeover has included some air channeling teeth at the front of it, a lowered ride height, and a lower mounted engine to improve handling.
Yeah, they don't mention whether this is a new model or it replaces the existing non-R version, so not so clear on that. Next bit of news is the Ferrari 599 Sa Aperta, which means open in Italian. It's basically a chopped off roof version of the lovely 599 GTO. It's not a metal folding roof, it's a cloth top that Ferrari says should only be resorted to if the weather gets particularly bad, so in other words it's probably a really bad roof. And it's got the same engine and power as the 599 GTO, which is the Enzo derived V12, 500 kilowatts, 620 newton meters of torque, and it's got that amazing sounding exhaust like on the GTO. It's a beauty. It's going to be a limited run of just 80 cars. And all 80 examples have been sold already.
That's amazing. Next car is the Bugatti Galibier 16C, which looks absolutely amazing. It's basically set to be released in 2013, which is when the Bugatti Veyron is stopped being made. So it's basically going to be limited to 300, which is similar to the Veyron. 1.5 million US dollars. So
what's not similar is it's got 4 doors.
No, it's not similar at all. It's like a, what would you call it? It's not a GT, it's a saloon.
Yeah.
It's got an 8-speed gearbox instead of the Veyron's 7-speed. The interior is absolutely amazing. And it's got a front-mounted Veyron W16 engine with twin superchargers, so the 596 kilowatt engine will make it very fast.
Have you seen how many exhausts are on the back of this thing? 4 on each corner, so 8 exhausts on the back. So yeah, they're probably going for a record there on how many exhausts you can fit on the back of the car. Next bit of news is Aston Martin 177, which everyone can't wait to see on the road in their own eyes one day. Aston Martin released some new details, a couple of new photos, and a really nice video. You should see the video on screen now. And they've released a bit more information about its power plant. Originally they said it was going to be a 7-litre version of the Aston Martin V12 that they've been running for a few years now, but now it's going to be a 7.3 litre, and the power's gone up to 560 kilowatts and 750 newton meters of torque. Top speed hasn't been said what it will be yet, but Bez, who's the CEO of Aston Martin, says it's going to be greater than 320 kilometers an hour. Very expensive car. Only 77 examples will be built at a price of just over £1 million. That's just over about 2 million Aussie dollars. Beautiful.
And only one of them is coming to Australia, apparently.
So far.
So very interesting. Okay, next bit of news. Wow, the Porsche 911 Carrera, they've released yet another variant of the 997. They've released a GTS, which now basically brings the model line up to 22 different 997s you can choose from, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, as you can see,
great cars, but
the amount, as you can see, the amount of models in the 911 range is just perplexing. It's just nuts.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, the GTS slots in under the turbo and above the Carrera S. So if you can't quite afford a turbo, you can go for the GTS. No one will know what you're driving because it's a confusing range.
Next is
the Nissan Gtr. Nissan, how do you say it?
Nissan.
Okay, I thought you said it was funny Aussie way or something. The Spec M, so we know the GTR, there's the Spec V, which is the track version, the normal one, and now there's the Spec M, and the Spec M is the luxurious one. They're going to be calling it, wait for it, the Egoist. Yes, stupid name.
That's a joke, isn't it?
No, it's not. Is it? It's in the press release. It's basically, they say it's whereas the Spec V is focused on lightweight, tougher suspension. That the Spec M is going to have a better interior, more leather, better sound system. It's going to have the same power plant, the same engine as the other GTRs, which is 353 kilowatts and 590 meters of torque. So it's very fast still, but it's going to be a bit more luxurious one. Pricing hasn't been announced as of yet.
They said though that possibly in 2012 they're releasing the more powerful version of the GTR, and this one may be spec'd with that engine.
Possibly. But it's a luxury tourer version of the GTR, which some people might like.
Yes. Okay, the next car is the 2011 Bentley Continental GT has been revealed. We did mention it last month, I believe, but it was all spied, all covered up. So it's actually been released now, and it's basically likely to be the last of the Continental GT since it was debuted in 2003. So basically they've updated the outside styling a little bit with the Mulsanne inspired headlights, if that's how you say it, and then restyled.
Was it Mulsanne? I thought it was Mussolini when I first saw it.
Mussolini, that's what I thought it was too. But anyway, they've also updated the rear tail lights, and on the inside they've updated the dash layout and touchscreen, and it's got a 30 gig hard drive in it, and the engine 18 more kilowatts.
Yeah, but don't forget there's 48 millimeters of enhanced legroom in the back for if you've got fat legs.
Yes, and they've done that by basically changing the design of the front seats. And this lounge room on wheels will actually get to 100 in 4.4 seconds.
Yeah, it's good.
The other thing that was interesting is they've changed the weight distribution. It used to be 50-50 and they've now done it 40-60. So I'm not sure if there was a handling issue with them before, but
very interesting.
They've done that.
I'll show you something more interesting. Do you want to see a magic trick?
Okay.
Ready? I learned this while we were up there in a month. See this? Just like that, so I can make a little hat, see? Anyway, back onto the news.
Okay, some concept news. Lamborghini have released information on the Sesto Elemento.
Yeah.
And this was released at the Paris show. Everyone was hoping for news on the new Murcielago replacement, but
it looks nuts, doesn't it?
It looks amazing.
It looks like a result of when an insectoid alien and a rocket ship has mated and given birth.
It does.
It's the first thing I thought when I saw it. It just looks angry. Because coming down the street.
It looks very Gallardo-ish.
It looks like blades would come out the bottom front and start to chop off little kids' ankles or something. It's quite scary. But
it's made entirely from carbon, basically, and it weighs just 999 kilos, so it's very light. It's going to have the Superleggera engine, 425 kilowatts, and go from 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the exhausts are made of a special high temperature composite material called Prio-Sick. More like fully sick, I say.
What's the next car?
From Lamborghini. They always make hot cars. That's it. That's the news for September. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next month. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.